You got to live. LHIV. Hey y'all,
gonna
look at my
record
junk
that, huh?
case.
You gonna record that?
I am.
Huh?
I'm
You gotta
really
copyright
yes,
that.
yes.
Can
Cause
nobody take
somebody
that?
gonna
Somebody gonna try to
try it.
take it, huh? Yeah,
Thank you. Hey
we'll say it
y'all.
every time. What's going on? This is Thunder.
And that's Falcon.
And LHiV, just want to remind everyone that today is National HIV
National
Testing Day,
HIV Testing Day.
June 27th.
June 27th. Yes, you guys go out and get tested, especially my African American MSM community, and not just them, but all African Americans all around. Last night, Lisa Ling did a great documentary about HIV and AIDS, and it was called The Silent Epidemic in the African American Community. Yes. And she spoke on it in several.
She did an awesome job. And
Lisa Ling really good.
She spoke in she showed different sides of how people contracted it. One was a gay. Well, one was a gay guy.
A gay guy.
One lady, she was married. She got from her husband.
And everybody had told her that he was HIV positive, but she didn't believe it. She went on and they found out he had AIDS, and I think she left him.
Yeah, he was done. One guy was born with HIV. His mother had it. He got it through his mother once. She had AIDS, and when he got born, he had HIV. What was the other one?
The other guy was intravenous drug usage.
Yes, drug usage. He was a drug dealer. He was a drug addictor. He came, and he was in and out of jail. He said, I think it's like 40-something times.
Yeah, they said like 46 times, actually.
Yeah. He was.
You actually said drug addictor.
Drug addict.
I had to just go to catch it again because it was funny. But yeah, and then they had the first lady who... I don't know. I think she got it through sex or something. I can't remember right now. I'm sorry. I have to go back and look. But Lisa Ling, you did a really good job. And the real focus that I, again, was very affected by was some of the points, let me just say, was when the guy was talking about black guys who get HIV and he didn't take his meds for like 3 years because he didn't have health insurance and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So that really affected me, and I was like, wow, man, you should have reached out some type of way. But again, he had to live in South in Mississippi, and the stigma in
I think that stigma was still keeping him from not getting tested.
What else was a point for you that you liked in Lisa Ling?
And Lisa Ling, I like that the guy who was gay, how when they went to the doctors and they talked about being undetectable.
Good job.
A lot of people do not know about when you get HIV, you can become undetectable and live a long life with HIV. So I like that they touched on that and the doctors spoke. Yeah, because a lot of people like to hear it from, what we say is just we're regular, but if you hear from a doctor, it's like, oh.
That was the guy who was born with HIV, who was undetectable. The guy who didn't take his meds, thank God, his T cells were like 400.
He was still cool.
I was like giving God praise, like, thank you, God. He didn't have AIDS. He hadn't taken any medicine for like 3 years. So that doesn't mean you shouldn't. You should always take your meds, but it was really, really good. I really appreciated Lisa Ling,
and I like that. I like that she showed the side of the females.
The female side.
Yeah, the female population who are HIV positive is crazy, and I'm just like, wow.
The girl who husband gave her HIV, I like the fact that when she told her sisters, they were really, really supportive, and one of the sisters said, let me make sure I get it right. One of the sisters said that it takes much to tell your story and be transparent in order to share or something like that. I have it on here. Anyway, but watch. I'm going to show you, girl, because I loved it. I mean, it was very moving. And hold on.
You really got the videos here.
I really do. I downloaded. I was taking it. Listen.
I hope y'all can hear that.
But it's such a load off. She said it's such a load off when you can share your story. And for me personally, it spoke to me because I feel so much better when I tell my story. Now, I don't encourage everybody to tell their story because everybody can't be me or be Falcon or whatever. But I personally feel like a load off. I don't have to live in shame. I don't have to live in a closet.
And I think it's any secret. Any secret that you're holding, that you get on you. Once you let it go, it's like, oh, I'm cool. Whatever the outcome is, negative, positive, whatever, you feel so much better once you get it off your chest.
And you give it less power if you let the light shine on it. You give it less power. If you keep it in the dark, now you have to worry about who's going to tell and why they going to say it and who knows and don't know. But once I get it out in the open, it doesn't affect me anymore because I could care who tell it. Run, tell whatever you want to about it.
They already know.
Yeah. So on this National HIV Testing Day, we went ham.
Yeah, right.
We appreciate you. Get tested, people.
Yeah, you have some statistics that you want
I do. Yeah, let me give you some HIV statistics that were actually taken in Montgomery about the South and for MSM men, you guys.
Okay.
So here we go. It's really disturbing of how the South is really, really getting HIV, young men, and something that was kind of touched on last night with Lisa Ling. We live in a small community, and like our gay community is very small here in Nashville, Tennessee. And if 2 people become infected, then everybody sometimes seems to be infected if they don't use condoms. And the reason that being is if I have slept with you and you slept with him, then he slept with them and they slept with them. So it ends up being this cycle of HIV that's passed around these small communities, and that's why now we are really getting infected, and I'm talking about MSM community in the South.
Yeah, but I mean, I hear that when I hear what he said, you know, but it's just like, okay, but we still need to wear a condom. I don't care how many people you went here and he had sex with him. Okay, why are we taking off? You know,
and that's because they're not wearing a condom. I say that because I don't care who you sleep with, use a condom. So therefore, if the disease won't tear up your community, and I'm not saying
he touched on that too. He said something about that too. Why he said something Southern hospitality and.
Yeah,
I was like, okay.
What happens? What he said was, after you date for so long, like say for instance, we date, and then once we get real good, I'm in love with him. The first thing we do is take the condom off, and then we break up. We move on to the next. We get comfortable with him. We take the condom off, and it ends up being this cycle, and that's how we end up. It's not that we're being promiscuous; it's that we're trusting people too much with our lives. So, here we go. These are the statistics. It says...
Give me numbers. Come on.
Yes, numbers. Here we go. The South has 37% of the country's population, but the region has, talking about...
37 of the population.
Yeah, 37 of the population, but the region has 43% of all people living with HIV. 43%. It says 46% of the new AIDS diagnosis is in the southern region. 50%.
Just the southern region.
Yeah, that's the southern. 50% of new HIV cases, which is the highest proportion of any region. We are almost. Some said that we are just like Africa or worse.
Wow.
When it comes to transmitting HIV or getting HIV infections, we are, and we have so much money and time and education here. Why would we, our color, the African Americans, get it? And especially women now. So we have to talk about it through churches. The lady last night, she sent out 100 letters and only got 1 response.
That's awesome.
That's awesome that one
I'm
response.
going to say that's. I mean, that's one. That's a step.
Yeah, that's one. But when I look at it, I see 100 churches. Out of the 100 churches, 99 turned their back on her.
Yeah, but it was a seed. I mean, I just see
but
it as,
but
now look what happened.
Now,
that one letter, that example. That example of that one.
Right there.
Yeah, look what happened. Now, how many people watched that? Who knows who all watched that? Now, there's probably churches reaching out to her left and right.
Well, reach out to us, honey. Yes, God. We will come. I enjoy it.
Right.
But yeah, that's some of the statistics here in the South. And you guys, we have to wrap it up. We have to get tested. We have to go take medications in order to become detectable, because he said one of the things about being undetectable is a low risk of transmission. That's really good. So... please get tested. Take your meds. And if you are HIV positive, you shall live. Okay? We love you guys.
Take it easy.